So, I'm Geoffrey Armstrong from Sound Galleries, and this is the Sound Galleries music server, conceived in Monaco, engineered in Holland by Emil Bock, our engineer. And what the Sound Galleries music server allows us to do is run both Roon and HQ Player together. So we combine the best of two worlds, Roon being the best software for discovering and organizing your library, choosing the music you want to play. HQ Player being the best audio engine, in our opinion, for actually playing the music, because HQ Player upsamples and converts, where appropriate, to the highest sample rate that the DAC will support. If it's a PCM DAC, to the highest sample rate of that PCM DAC, using a variety of ditherers. And if it's a DSD DAC, conversion to DSD as well as upsampling to the highest rate the DSD DAC will support. Right now we're using the Nagra HD DAC, which is a DSD 128 capable DAC. So everything we play, whether it's files stored on the music server itself or from Tidal streaming, are all being upped and converted to DSD 128. The options for internal storage are from 1 terabyte SSD to 4 terabytes. If that's not enough, of course, external storage can be added by way of a NAS or other external hard drives. Moving to the Nagra HD, what can I say about that? A legendary DAC, and we have other DACs that we like, and we're sort of differences of opinion over which one we prefer, depending on who you ask. My preference is for the Nagra. It has a very non-fatiguing, analog-like sound, very deep sound stage. These devices, including the monoblocks, are all sitting on active isolation platforms. These use piezoelectric microsensors to detect disturbances in the environment and correct for them. So originally intended for the scientific community, for use with such things as electron microscopes. But in an audio application, you have to put them on a very solid rack. We're using here the Audio Packs rack. You can't use them on a flimsy kind of rack which dissipates energy quickly. You need something very solid. Audio Packs, of course, famous for the timbre lock controls, which allow you to dial in the amount of second or third order harmonic distortion coming from the system, so that you can cancel out or almost completely cancel out the corresponding distortion in the speakers. So we can turn on the timbre lock controls. You can see they all light up. Within each monoblock, there are actually 3 amplifiers, so 3 output tubes, and it's the variance between those 3 that allows us to control that second and third order harmonic distortion. So it gives us a lot of tunability of the system. Of course, it's a kind of distortion. Distortion is a dirty word, but it's a type of distortion that people find very pleasing. So some people like a little bit of that added to the sound. That's why people choose single-ended triode amps quite often. But with this kind of control over that, you can really emulate different single-ended triode amps. You know, if you want it to sound like a 300B, you can make it sound like a 300B. 45 like a 45. But if you want the most accurate sound, you want to cancel out as much as possible coming from the speakers. So personal taste comes into it as well. There are also timbre lock controls on the preamplifier. They're really intended for using the Audio Packs preamp with another power amplifier, so that you can actually use it as a replacement drop-in preamp in just about any system and get the result that you want, regardless of the type of power amplifier you're using. So it's a great deal of flexibility there. Moving to the speakers, this is from Aequo Audio, a Dutch company. Their very first product immediately got a Blue Moon Award from 6 Moons. So that's pretty amazing. And Ivo, who's with us, can add some more to what I say about it, but basically they designed their own materials for part of the cabinet, part of the enclosure here. So rather than just buy in materials that pre-exist, they've actually designed their own in order to again reduce the second and third order harmonic distortion. So we're attacking that from all angles here. And there are active bass with Aequo amplifiers with controls for, depending on the room size, and obviously gain for the volume of the bass. So I don't know if either you'd like to come in and add some more about the speakers.
What we've done is we have developed together with our suppliers drivers that are very clean in the distortion mentioned by Geoffrey, but also have a nice balance between even and uneven harmonics. We use soft materials for the mid-range and tweeter and have a very well self-damping behavior. We combine this with a very fast symmetric motor design to have high resolution without ever becoming fatiguing. And as Geoffrey mentioned, we have the active bass here with the room size and placement controls. And this helps also for amplifier matching. You don't need a big amplifier to keep these speakers on the control, because you only use it for the mid-range and the tweeter. And the mid-range and tweeter give a 8 ohms nominal load, so it's very easy to drive with 90 dBs of sensitivity, and this brings out the biggest musicality in the system. Thanks.